region capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Are you busy during the week and have no time to go to the credit union to access your loans? Do you wish there were more days available to you? We can help. Our Loan Saturday is back by popular demand this and every Saturday at the GUT Credit Union Grandance Branch, Excel Plaza. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing that you have access to your credit union even on a weekend. So come on in and take advantage of our services every Saturday. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the network news for Wednesday, November the 9th, 2022. I'm Stacia Blake. In the headlines, police say two masked men made off with significant cash during robbery of business establishment. Forecaster warns citizens to be prepared for the effects of another tropical wave. Air Canada and Sunwing Airlines return to Grenada and around the globe. Regionally, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Moore-Motley tells world leaders climate fight is not getting any further ahead. In international news, wildlife disappears as Kenya continues to experience its worst drought in 40 years. Coming up in sports, Shiv Chanderpaul becomes newest member of the International Cricket Council Hall of Fame, while the Rise Up Pure Grenada Open Water Invitational set for next weekend. Details right after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Police are investigating a report of robbery with violence that took place at a business establishment in the south of the island on Tuesday. Initial inquiries revealed that 2 masked men armed with guns entered the business place and demanded money. They also threatened to use violence against a worker. The men made off with a significant amount of cash. For security reasons, the name of the business establishment was not disclosed. The Meteorological Office at the Maurice Bishop International Airport has advised that an Atlantic tropical wave is approaching the island chain and is about 86 nautical miles east of Grenada and moving westward. Based on its forward speed and model projections, the axis of the wave would traverse the island chain from this evening, inducing periodic cloudiness, shower activity, periods of rain, and a medium chance of thunderstorms. Due to the approaching system, there will be an increase in cloudiness and rainfall expected overnight. Models further suggest that the tail end of the wave, coupled with ITCZ activity, may trigger similar conditions on Thursday and parts of Friday if conditions remain conducive, with a medium 40 to 60% chance of flooding forecasted. Likely impacts include landslides and tree fall between Wednesday and Friday if moderate or heavy showers are prolonged, fall for prolonged periods of rain. Winds may become gusty at times and seas may become agitated. Hence, a small craft advisory is in effect. The National Disaster Management Agency is encouraging citizens to be mindful of the approaching tropical wave and the possible impacts it can bring. The likelihood of flooding and landslides will be increased based on the amount of rainfall received in the past few days. The Grenada Tourism Authority announced the return of Air Canada and Sunwing Airlines, which both resumed service to Maurice Bishop International Airport from Toronto Pearson Airport. Chrislina John reports.
In a statement, the Grenada Tourism Authority said Air Canada has a twice-weekly service on Thursdays and Sundays, and Sunwing Airlines on Sundays. The official welcome ceremonies were held for each carrier at the VIP government lounge at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. Both flights were at almost full capacity. Grenada has been experiencing a surge in air traffic with new and returning flights and will see further added capacity from Europe in the coming weeks. Petra Roach, CEO of the Grenada Tourism Authority, says, and I quote, "The Canadian market is our fourth largest market with an average length of stay of 12 days. Arrivals from that market were significantly impacted as Canada was one of the last markets to fully open back up for travel. We are pleased that the Canadian government has now relaxed restrictions on non-vaccinated Canadian citizens' travel. Our team in Canada has been working diligently with travel advisors and tour operators on exciting corporate campaigns and incentive schemes and feedbacks from operators in that future loads are quite healthy." Civil Aviation Minister Dennis Cornwall says the resumption of direct services from Canada is critical as we continue to rebuild from the pandemic. Government is continuing upgrades and expansion work, which started by the previous administration at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. The minister said that this will effectively meet the present and future travel demand for Grenada. For 2023, seat capacity from Canada will be 27,745, which represents a 52% increase over 2019. Christina John, GBN News.
Government's performance remains under the microscope since the youthful team took up office following the June 23rd general elections. Their performance has thus far received an approval. Sherry Ann Brackman-Stephen has more.
Youthful energy with some level of, different eyes, looking at things differently is probably what the formula we need now.
A former business representative in the Senate and an economist have agreed that the government under the leadership of Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell commended a wave of confidence throughout the business community.
But I think the real confidence issue comes from the fact that a lot of the policies of the last government was continued. For example, the construction sector has been buoyant and they continue to fuel it and keep it more buoyant. So that is something that will keep the confidence of the business community going because, construction is short-term in terms of its impact to the economy, in terms of employment and everything else, but it works. So you have to applaud that, and I believe by not making major changes to these kind of policies from the last government, I think people felt, well, okay, yes, they're young, but listen, they're understanding the situation quickly, the learning curve probably is sharp, but they're getting it, and let's continue doing certain things.
Addressing the issue of financial issues on Mondays Beyond the Headlines, former Senator and successful businessman Christopher Diali credited the National Democratic Congress government for their youthfulness and managing the public service commendably well.
I think they have had challenges in the first 100 days. They promised certain things like the fortnightly pay, which they had to postpone and so on and do deeper investigations. They have had issues with inflation and what is happening in the country and how to manage that and how to handle that is something that they have met. All the thing with the gas prices, the issue with Green Lake, and all of these were challenges they met, which I think, as Colin indicated, they took on head on and have come up with solutions. It may not be the best for everybody, but they have put forward suggestions.
Economist Colin Gilchrist is satisfied that government continued to meet its financial targets since taking over the reins of government, as there was no slowdown in the economy.
When you look at the revenue, prior to the election, the revenue were exceeding target for both revenue authorities. Okay. And today, every Monday after the election, revenues continue to exceed target. So I'm saying that the economy continues, and that was because of the approach the new administration took.
Assessing the Deacon Mitchell-led government's first 100 days in office, Gilchrist believes it's a job well done and that if they continue on this trajectory, he anticipates they will make a difference. Here are the grades the Deacon Mitchell-led government's performance received out of 10.
In general, I would say they have managed well. I would not give them a 10. Obviously, perfection is not what man is about, so I'll give them an 8.
As a teacher myself, I would grade them. I'll give them an 8.
Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
This is News at 7. Coming up, youth parliamentarians commence training. Stay with us.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Beep disinfectant spray is certified by a U.S. EPA compliant lab to kill the coronavirus that causes COVID-19. Beep disinfectant spray is now available in a convenient travel-size can that travels everywhere with you. Beep for a happy, healthy home.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 12th edition of the Wagiti Super Knockout is down to its top 16 stage. And this Saturday, 12th November, come witness 2 huge games at the Granny James Athletic Stadium from 7 p.m. Hurricanes Sports Club versus 5 Stars St. Andrews. And Game 2, St. John Sports versus Paradise FC International. Then after the games, we get set for the trending Jamaican artist, Silk Moss. Silk Moss. And from Barbados, Marsville. Also the Red Alert Band, Little Jello, and Temptress. Admission $30, bleachers $40 main stand. The 12th edition of the Wagiti Super Knockout is on. Don't miss a game.
Why wish upon a star? Our bank is better by far. Whatever you're wishing for this Christmas, we'll give you low interest and no fun.
Make your wishes come true this Christmas with a loan from Co-op Bank. Make those home renovations, treat your family and friends, and get the things on your Christmas list. All of this is possible with our hassle-free financing of up to $40,000. Apply today and you can be one of the 5 lucky customers to win a shopping spree. Have it all as you wish this Christmas with Co-op Bank. Visit our website or your nearest retail banking unit for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
Christmas wishes come true with Co-op Bank and you.
Welcome home. Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited. Now introducing Portland King Cement, Grenada's toughest and most high-quality cement, engineered with you in mind. Whether it's residential or industrial construction, Portland King Cement has been tested to achieve profound results that you can trust. The choice is clear. Choose Portland King, tougher than the rest. Visit Kenny's Trucking and Equipment Services Limited on Dusty Highway. Call telephone number 439-6605 or 440-6605. Or visit our 2 other locations, Wester Hall in St. David and Dunfermline in St. Andrew. Now available at Carrico Building Supplies. Telephone number 443-7015 or on mobile 403-1563.
How did you get your electricity bill to be so low? For one, we size our transformers just for what we need, and we unplug transformers, chargers, and other devices when they're not in use. We also replaced our light bulbs with LEDs. I even replaced the seal on my refrigerator door to keep the cold air in.
How do you know if it is working?
We pay attention to the usage history table. Over time, our average usage has decreased.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
My name is Robert Bristol. I'm the CEO of Bristol's Pest Caribbean, and Oasis Pet and Garden. I became a member of Ariza in 2016. What I like the most about Ariza Credit Union is the level of hospitality, to me the humility of the staff, and the willingness of the staff to communicate with you on a one-on-one level. Ariza have helped me over the years by trusting me in the beginning when I started my small business. They gave me my first vehicle loan and also a little bit of extra cash to help my first business to get started. And from ever since, they supported me by giving me little loans when I needed, whether it's to get supplies or inventory. So they have been very helpful to my small business. I would like to take this time to congratulate Ariza Credit Union on their 75-year milestone of transforming so many Grenadian lives.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Building or renovating your home or business? Why not use clean, renewable energy? Install solar panels to power your home and office and see your energy costs go down and your savings go up. Using renewable solar-powered energy protects our environment, reduces our carbon footprint, and slows the devastating impact of climate change. Republic Bank can help to finance construction and renovations that make use of renewable energy. Visit any Republic Bank branch and ask about renewable energy financing options today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Grenada Trade Unions Council refutes Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell's statements that union leaders refused to meet with him as political leader of the National Democratic Congress before the general elections.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell said trade union leaders refused to meet with him as leader of the National Democratic Congress before the June 23rd general elections.
I also want to say this to the trade union leadership, not the membership, the leadership. Let's not pretend certain things. When I was leader of the National Democratic Congress, we tried to get meetings with the union leadership. Not a single one of them met with me. They run, they hide, they duck, they found excuses. No one met with me. When we wrote the Trade Unions Council asking for a meeting, the response was the request was sent via email. We live in 2022. The response was to put it on letterhead. At that point, I realized clearly we were not necessarily going in the same direction. They didn't meet.
However, in response to the Prime Minister's statements, the Grenada Trades Union Council said it was never trying to avoid meeting with the leader of the NDC. The GTUC said that the PM's statements is manifestly certified false, adding that there are documented records of all correspondence between the Prime Minister and the GTUC, making clear the picture of who was avoiding whom. Documented records submitted by the GTUC show that correspondence between the NDC leader and the umbrella union started on December 1st, 2021. The GTUC states in its press release issued to the media, from which I quote, We are still awaiting same as there was no communication to the GTUC from the NDC leader before the election of June 23, 2022, more than 6 months, until the GTUC officially wrote the Prime Minister on September 7, 2022, requesting an introductory meeting. The Prime Minister was able to meet with the GTUC on November 2, 2022, 2 days after the statements were made. Prime Minister Mitchell, during a town hall meeting earlier this week, said there's no love lost with the GTUC leadership.
No hard feelings. When I became Prime Minister, they were happy to meet. In less than 20 days, they met, and we advised we were paying the pension. I also advised that the issue of pension reform must be addressed. They indicated, and I took the advice, one at a time. And we're going one at a time. We've paid the pension. The issue of pension reform has to be addressed. We have constituted a pension reform committee. We are leaving space on that committee for the Trade Unions Council to appoint a representative to that committee.
Cherian Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
A new cohort of youth parliamentarians has commenced training leading up to the 2023 series of Parish Youth Parliament.
In the quest to acquire more knowledge about parliamentary proceedings, the first-timers to the Youth Parliament, Kwesi Pope and Prior Campbell, spoke of their expectations.
I always have had an interest, ever since I was a little boy, in how government works, how it functions. The whole history of Grenada's parliament and our parliamentary democracy. So joining the Youth Parliament was an excellent opportunity for myself to not just learn and gain insight, but to know how Grenada's parliament functions.
From this training, I expect to learn more about parliamentary proceedings and to develop self-confidence.
A beneficiary of the Training of Trainers session, Amoni Francis, is charged with the responsibility of facilitating the ongoing Parish Youth Parliament training. Sharing her experience as a past parliamentarian, Francis says,
as facilitator, well, my job is to teach. I am technically a teacher, so I teach the same things that I would have learned about Parliament, how Parliament works, but I also try to make persons very good speakers in general. So we try to do a lot of impromptu speaking, just throw topics out there to them so that they are able to think on the spot, think on their feet, and just deliver something, say something just by thinking on the spot, just like that.
A major focus for this year's Parliament is the training of trainers. Past parliamentarian and training facilitator Tessa Sincere shares her rewarding experience and role as a facilitator in the training of trainers. Sincere highlighted the importance of engaging the youth in the Youth Parliament.
And it has always been an interesting experience. Not every cohort you get is at the same level, and so it is nice to see at the end of it that you can actually bring up the participants to the level where they can stand independently and deliver a speech. This round is no different. I am actually doing the train the trainers first, and then they in turn are doing the sessions while I monitor, evaluate what is going on and help them along. So I've already noticed that we have some very strong speakers, people who have already been involved in debating, maybe not parliamentary debate, but in debating, so they do have strong speaking skills, and it's just a matter of getting them accustomed to the parliamentary procedures, the standing orders, and refreshing their minds as to how we go about doing this debate.
The upcoming Parish Youth Parliament series is scheduled to commence in December 2022. Christina John, GBN News.
The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Program for Educational Advancement and Relevant Learning has embarked on a community sensitization campaign to raise awareness of people living with special needs. The Ministry of Education is highlighting Grenada's well-known Jamal Phillip, who is blind but living his full life as a teacher at the Resource Center for the Blind.
Meet 36-year-old Jamal Phillip, who lives in the Lakalum housing scheme with his wife and son.
We met on Facebook,
I sent him the friend request, and then he accepted, and then we start talking, and one thing led to the next.
What about him did you like?
Everything.
That's Yolanda Phillip, Jamal's wife. We caught up with Jamal at the St. George's Methodist School, where he teaches a student with visual impairment how to use the computer.
The way I perceive life to be, I just, the type of person that think once you're alive, you can be who or whatever you want to be. And nothing should stop you from doing that. Because I knew I would meet up other blind persons, and trust me, I'm not making comparison, but I could really see them in a different light, because they would be like, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that.
His former primary and secondary school teacher, Imogen Howard, describes him as determined and hardworking.
Jamal was a force to reckon with. Despite he was blind, he was top of the class. And you'd find many times teachers would come and say, look, Jamal is blind and he's performing well, his average is this and he's coming in the first two. And you are there and you have your sight and you're playing the fool. Sometimes you'd find we'd have to say that because he performed in the first two from Form 1 to Form 5. He was giving the children a competition.
Ellis Ogilvy, who is the acting principal at the Resource Center for the Blind, makes the case for including students with special needs in the regular school system. He says teachers need to be educated and be more welcoming.
I think inclusion is necessary. It is important. The persons who are included need the exposure. They need to be with their sighted peers. They need to be with the quote-unquote normal peers. However, I think part of the challenge for us with inclusion has to do with the attitudes of some of the teachers in the mainstream schools. And you'll find that most of the times parents get what I would refer to as a pushback rather than the welcoming open arms, and that to me sometimes could be a problem. But I believe as long as we can do the necessary education of the teachers and so on, you'll find that once the attitude changes, I think it's going to make a big difference in the way we see inclusion for persons who have special needs, not just blind and visually impaired.
Special education needs is one of the projects being undertaken by the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Program for Educational Advancement and Relevant Learning, OECS Pearl. A special education needs survey, which began in September, is aimed at ensuring that all children with special needs are counted and are given an opportunity to learn. For the National Report, I am Sarana Mitchell.
Tonight's Social Buzz is a special one as it features one of our outstanding athletes and puts visuals to the numerous words of congratulations on his latest accomplishment. Grenadians have been buzzing with pride on social media.
We present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
Tonight's Social Media Buzz features Grenadian decathlete Cut Felix, who has been inducted into the Boys State Hall of Fame. In a post on social media Facebook, Cut says, "Not one for a whole lot of words. I just want to thank my family, friends, and coaches for coming out to celebrate my induction into the Boys State Hall of Fame. It is an honor and privilege to be part of such a prestige group of individuals. Thank you, Boys State Athletics, for allowing me to be a part of the Bronco family." Grenadians at home and in the diaspora show their support with scores of congratulatory messages. And in the words of Christina Swanawaga, "Congratulations, Cut. May this not only be your first, but a journey to many walks of fame awarded to you."
That's what's buzzing tonight. We encourage you, our viewers and listeners, to submit your think pieces on trending topics locally, regionally, and internationally via our Facebook page and YouTube channel. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
And still ahead, new solar drying wall to be constructed at Carlton Cocoa Receiving Station. This is News at 7.
high-impact doors and windows can be yours. Now available at Caribbean Shutters Windows and Doors, agents for Domus Windows and Doors. Get custom-made UPVC products with a 20-year warranty on frames and a 5-year warranty on hardware, complete with installation and so much more. Visit our showroom at 11 Frequente Industrial Park, St. George, or call 439-1293, or visit our website at www.domuswindows.com.
Yar, shiver me timbers. What's this? Free tile?
Ooh, free tile? We've got to go capture this treasure.
Full speed ahead. Yar, with prices like these, there's no need to plunder at all. Free tiles for Christmas is back at Island Style.
Yo ho ho! Buy 100 tiles at the regular price, get up to 20 tiles absolutely free. Magnificent!
Remember, when you think tile, think Island Style. Yar, maybe I should tell my fellow pirate elf, Captain Jack Sparrow.
Oh, I think he's busy fighting monsters these days.
WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Here is a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Stacia Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Stacia Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Stacia Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grand Anse. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679 or 406-1500 or visit any of our 3 locations. Stacia Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via Superb Service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Hit it up to your inner move. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through. Nobody can get what you
Welcome back. A new solar drying wall will be constructed at Carlton Cocoa Station in St. Andrew, making it the second of its kind to be constructed. Chrislina John tells us more.
This new facility is made possible through support from Jeff Small Grants Program. Farmers who are part of the Grenada Cocoa Association are expected to have improved cash flow and profitability upon completion of the new facility. This new system will replace both the traditional and mechanical approaches, allowing the association to transform harvests into storable and tradable goods at a much quicker time and cheaper price. GCA Chairman Christopher Williams, speaking at the special launch of the project on Tuesday, emphasized that the economic value of cocoa has long overshadowed its environmental importance as an agroforest crop, which contributes significantly to the development of Grenada's biodiversity, particularly relating to soil erosion and the reduction of Grenada's carbon footprint.
At full capacity, this facility will be capable of drying 100,000 pounds of cocoa per week. Volume coupled with reduced risk of spoilage, decreased operational costs, and accelerated drying means GCA can export its cocoa at a faster rate, improving its cash flow and profitability, ultimately putting more money in the farmer's pocket.
The association remains optimistic that the battle against climate change can be won, and the impact of adverse weather conditions on the cocoa industry, including severe dry season experienced in the cocoa belts since 2009, can be reversed. The grant awarded to the association in the sum of $150,000 is the second grant awarded in that amount, the first being for the construction of the solar drying facility at Mount Horn in 2018. Chairman of Jeff Small Grants Program, Trevor Thompson, says understanding the successes of the first project and the positive impacts on the environment, farmers, livelihoods, and the operation and economic viability of the association, the National Steering Committee agreed to support the additional grant to install another solar drying facility.
I believe the funders of the Jeff will be happy to know that from a small speck in the ocean could come out such technology to transform cocoa production globally. This project will build upon the huge success of the Moncton St. Andrews facility. We hope it will continue to bring significant increase in cocoa production, while at the same time increasing the added value production and putting more money in farmers' pockets.
Agriculture Minister Adrian Thomas says government looks forward to the success of this transformational project.
I really want to challenge the GCA to continue searching for and looking for innovation, looking for ways of means of modernizing the industry. I've just said to my peers, in 2023, our objective is to make sure that every school in Grenada have a spice gun. No child must leave school without knowing what a cocoa plant is. And not only knowing a cocoa plant, they need to know the varieties.
At full capacity, this facility is capable of drying 30,000 pounds of wet cocoa per week and will contribute to increased production through climate-friendly post-harvesting techniques. Chrislina John, GBN News.
It's time to take a peek through the GBN ISL lens and see what was captured on camera today.
A good eye catches all. GBN ISL is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
flooding recorded in parts of St. David and St. George on Tuesday, there's always a safety concern. This chicken knows that all too well and ensured that it was safe. Or was it surfing? Our ISA reporter submitted this video.
Only in Grenada, bro.
No, that was smart.
Yeah, he's smart, he's smart.
Yes, sting. Long as you want to move on from there. Yeah, hold on.
For saving yourself,
We thank our ISA reporter for sharing this submission with our viewers. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. The weather and sports reports are next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
If there was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now. We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stayed true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices, including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carrico. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills and in the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
The following is a paid broadcast. The views expressed are those of the speaker and not of the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
Since sugar is a right and liquor is not, all Grenadians are asked to come out on November 11th at 11 a.m. at the Ministerial Complex in order to ask the government to partner with all sugarcane growers to establish a sugar refinery. Grenada has the greatest yield and best quality of sugar per acre. Please wear a poppy on that day to demonstrate your love for Grenada, the paradise of the world. This is a plea from Renaissance.
The proceeding was a paid broadcast. The views expressed were those of the speaker and not of the Grenada Broadcasting Network.
Impact doors and windows can be yours. Now available at Caribbean Shutters Windows and Doors, agents for Domus Windows and Doors. Get custom-made UPVC products with a 20-year warranty on frames and a 5-year warranty on hardware, complete with installation and so much more. Visit our showroom at 11 Frequente Industrial Park, St. George, or call 439-1293, or visit our website at www.domuswindows.com.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Keeping an eye on the weather, this is GBN. We've got you covered.
And now for a look at the weather for Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique for tonight and the following 3 days. Tonight it will be cloudy, becoming partly cloudy at times with light to moderate showers and a low chance of isolated thunder. There's a low chance of flooding and landslides in vulnerable areas. We'll see a minimum of 25 degrees tonight. The winds will be east-northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour with waves at 6 feet in open water. Keep in mind that a small craft advisory is in effect. We'll see low tide at 10:30 p.m. and high tide at 4:30 a.m. Looking ahead to the following 3 days, Thursday, November the 10th, it will be cloudy, becoming partly cloudy at times, with light to moderate scattered showers and a medium chance of isolated thunder. There's a low chance of flooding and landslide in vulnerable areas, and we'll see a high of 31 degrees. Friday, November the 11th, it will be mostly cloudy with light to moderate scattered showers, which may become heavy at times, with a medium chance of thunder. There's a medium chance of flooding and landslides in vulnerable areas, and again, we'll see a high of 30 degrees. And for the first day of the weekend, Saturday, November the 12th, it will be partly cloudy with a few brief light to moderate isolated showers. We'll see a high of 31 degrees, and that's the weather. Good evening, sports fans. West Indies legend Shiv Chanderpaul received his commemorative cap as the newest member of the International Cricket Council Hall of Fame at Wednesday night's ceremony. The 48-year-old was on Monday named by the ICC as inductee 107 and was joined by iconic Pakistan leg spinner Abdul Qadir and England's multi-time World Cup winning captain Charlotte Edwards. During his illustrious career, which spanned 21 years, Chanderpaul played 164 test matches, the most by a West Indian. He scored 11,867 runs with 30 hundreds and an average of 51.37. In one-day internationals, he notched 8,778 runs from 268 appearances with 11 centuries at an average of 41.6. Chanderpaul is second on the all-time West Indies running score list in tests and is one of just 2 players, along with Brian Lara, with over 10,000 runs. The Guyanese is third on the ODI running scoring chart, behind Chris Gayle and Lara. Grenada's swim team left the island today for St. Lucia. The contingent of 34 national swimmers and 5 officials will be competing in the 30th OECS Swimming Championships. The annual invitational event was suspended in 2020 and 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but Grenada, the reigning champion of the OECS competitions for 5 consecutive years, 2015 to 2019, is determined to maintain its title. The athletes and coaches have been engaged engaged in more rigorous training in preparation for the competitions, and each athlete is expected to compete in various events, among them the 50-meter, 100-meter, and 200-meter in the freestyle, and then the backstroke, butterfly, and breaststrokes. Coaches Gerson Escobar and Demique Walters will be the coaches accompanying the team, along with local Federation representative Andrew Hopkin and chaperones Ruth Collymore and Nigel Gresham.
And I want to take this opportunity again to wish the swimmers and the rest of the team all the best. And we look forward to coming back with yet another OECS championship. And so I just take this opportunity to remind us of this meet, and so that we look forward to the support of all and sundry as we travel, and we hope to come back with good news and yet another championship.
Meanwhile, plans are also well afoot for the annual Ariza Pure Grenada Open Water Invitational. The event is scheduled for Saturday, November the 19th, and participants will enter in 4 categories: the 10,000, 5,000, 3,000, and 1,000. The 3 and 1,000 distances are considered the fun division, with participants being allowed to use fins. Public Relations Officer of the GASA is Beverly Benoit.
Persons should have already registered online, but it continues because it's open until November 19th. That's next week, Saturday. So we encourage persons, and we encourage you, if you know anyone who is interested, to encourage them to register online. Okay. On the morning of the event, we will have a pre-briefing. So that will actually start about 8, and we hope to get the swimming off by 9:30.
Association President Neil Francis says the Open Water Invitational has become a marquee event on their calendar.
And so we look forward to the launching or the commencement of the open water swim meet on the 19th of November. And we want to, as Beverly would have mentioned, it's for everyone. So it's not only for the competitive swimmers, it's for everyone. Swimming and exercise is for everyone. So we'd like to open up that opportunity and welcome persons to the registration has to be done online. Maybe someone can share, maybe Beverly, you can share the registration details when you come back to the podium, so that persons can know how to register and so forth. So because we look forward to having a really grand event this year.
And that is what's been happening in the world of sports. And now for a look at what's been happening around the region and the wider globe. The 2022 United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP27, opened in Egypt on Sunday, with Barbados Prime Minister Mia Amour-Motley telling other world leaders they need to understand why the climate fight is not getting any further ahead.
I don't need to repeat that this is the COP that needs action. All of us, as a chorus, have said that. I don't need to repeat the horror and the devastation wreaked upon this earth over the course of the last 12 months since we met in Glasgow. Whether the apocalyptic floods in Pakistan, or the heat waves from Europe to China, or indeed in the last few days in my own region, the devastation caused in Belize by Tropical Storm Lisa or the torrential floods a few days ago in St. Lucia. We're in the country that built pyramids. We know what it is to remove slavery from our civilization. We know what it is to be able to find a vaccine within 2 years when a pandemic hits us. We know what it is to put a man on the moon, and now we put in rover on Mars. We know what it is. But the simple political will that is necessary, not just to come here and make promises, but to deliver on them and to make a definable difference in the lives of the people who we have a responsibility to serve, seems still not to be capable of being produced.
Guyana's tropical rainforest is acknowledged as one of the few forests remaining intact globally that can help the world fight the climate crisis, and has now attracted new support from the European Union. The government of Guyana and the EU inked a Forest Partnership Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, at the sidelines of the COP27 in Egypt on Tuesday. Through this MOU, Guyana will receive 5 million euros to help with the preservation of its forests.
We have been losing 10 million hectares of forest per year. That's the size of Iceland every single year. We know that our forests are in danger, and that means if our forests are in danger, our lungs, our green lungs, we are in danger too. Only healthy forests can store carbon so they can help us fight climate change. Only healthy forests can provide the resources that round about 1.6 billion people currently need, that rely on the forests and the existence of the forests.
Guyana's forests also provide critical environmental services, including carbon sequestration. They are mainly responsible for Guyana being among the handful of countries that are rated as net carbon sinks. With an estimated storage of 19.5 billion tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, the economic value of the ecosystem services, which our forests alone provide, have been estimated at between US 40 to 54 billion annually. Reflective of its continuing strong stewardship on forests, climate, and the environment, Guyana has launched a visionary low-carbon development strategy 2030. This strategy details out how our forests and biodiversity can be maintained whilst the country expands green jobs, transition the domestic energy supply to clean and renewable energy sources, and adapt to the impact of climate change.
William Ruto and Kenyan authorities are on edge as the country continues to experience its worst drought in 40 years. With 4 consecutive seasons of inadequate rainfall, people and animals in the East African nation have taken the biggest hit.
Searching for water, this elephant met its fate as it wandered into a small town in central Kenya. It killed a woman at a water point and was then tracked down by rangers who shot it dead.
Elephants are attracted to the trees that are planted around my house. Trees and water points are the main source of conflict between elephants and the community.
Kenya is experiencing its worst drought in 40 years, with devastating consequences for animals and humans alike. Millions of people affected by hunger, like these men who hurry to cut chunks of meat from the carcass. For animals, drought has also meant a struggle to find food and water, and so they've been venturing outside Kenya's protected reserves. In the past 9 months alone, around 200 elephants have died. Lack of water and food, but also diseases caused by weakened immune systems. Elephants are not the only animals who've been affected by the drought. Around 500 wild beasts and 380 zebras have also died.
That's our look at the region and the wider globe. Stay with us. now for a recap of the night's top headlines. Police say 2 masked men made off with significant cash during robbery of business establishment. Forecaster warns citizens to be prepared for the effects of another tropical wave. Air Canada and Sunwing Airlines return to Grenada and in around the globe. Regionally, Barbados Prime Minister Mia Motley tells world leaders climate fight is not getting any further ahead. In international news, wildlife disappears as Kenya continues to experience its worst drought in 40 years. In sports, Shiv Chandrapal becomes newest member of the International Cricket Council Hall of Fame, while Ariza Pure Grenada Open Water Invitational set for next weekend. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Tonight, the Champy Evans story is on interesting Grenadians. Tune in for that at 8 p.m. right after this newscast. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Stacia Blake, and that's the news. Have a safe night.